Greetings, my beautiful kings and queens, if you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sis Kathy Vet coming to you with another Country Wayne skit from these Country Wayne streets. Let's get into it. Okay, family, we're going to go and continue with this Larry Bethany storyline. Last, I reviewed Bethany just being very irate and crossing the line with Isaiah, saying inappropriate comments and questions to him, especially outside of the presence of his mother. There was another follow-up skit where Larry put hands on her because he grabbed her because she was constantly, just being irate, and she was pointing in Isaiah's face and just doing too much. And Larry got sick of her. She was like, "Don't put your hands on me" or whatever, but he was basically just stopping her to get her to relax. It was just a lot. It was just a very, very toxic skit that it was just a bit much. And Larry apologized to Isaiah for what had happened. He talked to him about school. He didn't bring him over there, for all that other extra stuff. Like, Bethany just does too much. Regardless of whether she was right or her instincts were right, she was just doing too much, and it really wasn't her place. At this point, Brooke's 18, Isaiah's almost 18. They didn't get caught before. She's going away to college, and the reality of it all is that she more than likely would do it again in college. And Shara and Larry need to realize that. Bethany as well. They just doing a bit too much for somebody else's child. That was a lot. That was a lot. And I don't know if they'll ever find out the truth about Isaiah and Brooke. And if they do, at this point, what are you gonna do? Like, ground her? All you can do is try to give the best talk about protecting herself and, respecting herself, and just good morals and conduct as a lady, as she goes on to college. That's basically about it, and protecting herself at all costs. It's not just about pregnancy. It's about STDs. It's about certain things that you cannot possibly not get rid of, okay, that's worse than having a baby or a pregnancy. So, yeah. That's basically the talk that you have to give now. And that's mainly her mother. Leave that to Shara. And, of course, her dad could too, but your mom, on another level, woman to woman. So, anyway, now we're going to get in here. I guess this is the aftermath. Larry bangs on the door because it's locked. Oh, God. Brooke not letting it in. I know my mom used to say, "You ain't locking no doors around here." It wasn't locking no doors. You don't pay no rent at. I don't care how old you are. My children, I got 2 adult children live with me, and I don't care how old you are. If I knock on the door, you better open it. All of that, whatever. I don't care about that. Let me in here. If I got something to say, you get your own place. You can lock all the doors you want. Okay, let's get in here.
We like. But it's like, I feel like she's like ambushing me, like asking another, like.
Oh, she gonna ignore and act like he ain't there?
Brooke.
Cause like she just kept. Oh, no,
Brooke.
like shut up. Sir.
Open the door.
Just a second, my emotions are very high, please.
Girl, ain't nobody care about that.
No.
My emotions are very high, please.
This is what we talking.
You know what?
I just need a second. Your wife did a lot today.
Brooke, I'm asking you nicely.
There ain't no white household. Open the door. Yeah, you talk crazy in their household.
Please?
Not in ours.
Don't have me knock this door down.
I know that's right.
Why are you banging on the door like a little kid?
You're doing too much. That's
Can you give us a
disrespectful.
second?
Open
We're
the door.
Now. Destiny.
What you gotta say my name for? I didn't even lock it.
What did I tell y'all about locking doors in my house?
Actually, we're allowed to lock our door.
I said don't lock doors in my house. If I knock on the door and tell you open the door, you better open the damn door.
That's right.
Can't lock doors in this house.
Well, I'm just telling you now. Don't lock doors in my house.
Right, and I'm not saying that it's a problem. I'm saying your wife just attacked me, and I just needed a moment
And
to
I
calm
came
down.
here to check on you.
Right, and I'm saying I need a moment to calm down. You could have said okay, because you didn't say anything out there.
What?
She was saying
It
very
seemed like
inappropriate.
you
She was saying very
handled pretty well,
inappropriate.
adult.
Exactly. And
Okay.
I'm saying I need a second to breathe. She was attacking me out there, right? And I just said, "Can I please?" I said it very nicely. Can I have a second? Because I felt like I was being attacked.
You feel like you was being attacked.
And then
Well,
you come in here and banging on the door,
I
being
feel like you
even
handled
more
yourself
aggressive.
very well. That's why I didn't say anything.
You're coming over here banging on the door, being even more aggressive.
I
There's
knocked
too
on it
much
nicely the
going
first
on.
time to check on you.
Right, and I said, can I please have a second? And these are banging on the door.
Because you locked the door. I don't like locked doors in my house.
I mean...
Well, I mean, the fact that she ignored her father, now the tone she used was polite. She said, give her a second. She trying to relax because it was a bit overwhelming. I can get that because Bethany was being very aggressive. It was a bit much. Now, the fact that what she was saying was true, I don't know if that probably lent itself to a little bit more anxiety because she was getting a little too close to home. Because Brooke and Isaiah both know that it was true what she was saying, but in the way that she was doing it and very come off very toxic towards her boyfriend, it was a little aggressive, and it may make her a little nervous. Like, is Bethany like, scaring him away or whatever the case may be? So sometimes you need that breather just to relax. Just say, Dad, can I just please get a moment, but just open the door and then see what he has to say and let him know I just needed a few minutes just to breathe that. But to totally ignore him, I guess Larry didn't want, to give her that few minutes. But I mean, sometimes you could, me personally, I'll be like, the way she said it, can you just please give me a few minutes? Okay, I'll be back in a second. Are you okay? And all right, relax, I'll be back in a minute to check on you. And I would have gave her that few minutes. As a woman, I mean, I could get it. Because sometimes you just need that breather, especially out of a stressful situation, a very high emotionally situation. Men, I guess, can't get that. I would have personally, as a mom, would have understand, get a few minutes, but just don't outright, be disrespectful and lock the door and don't let me in and all that. What a point I got to bang and you ignoring me. That is a bit much, but I wouldn't have been banging out, spazzing out like that. I would have just not, and what she said, I was like, okay, I'll give you a couple minutes, I'll be back. And that was that. But I guess dad and men sometimes a little bit different. But she was calm in how she said it, because I know how sometimes Brooke can come off, but she wasn't too bad in this incident.
We gotta change, we gotta do a lot of things.
Are you changing?
No, but
Are you changing?
Doors are locked for a lot of reasons.
Exactly. And I give you that respect when I knock on the door and ask you, can I come in?
I said, can we please have a second? I don't feel like that's disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, my emotions are high.
What's disrespectful is this. When I knock on that door and ask you to let me come in, that's being respect. I could have just knocked the door down, but I didn't. Don't lock doors in my house, Brooke.
And that's understood. It won't be locked no more, but I'm saying we're females, so we're going to have to lock the door. Especially now, because I feel uncomfortable, because your wife she just violated, like,
really?
Everything, yes.
You feel uncomfortable?
I feel uncomfortable. I said it multiple times. Yes, I do.
But it seemed like you handled yourself pretty well. That's why I didn't say anything. You told her your opinion.
I'm going to speak up for myself always, yes, but I still can feel uncomfortable.
You can feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable when I come knock on the door and you don't open the door when I tell you to. I'm uncomfortable about that.
Yeah, but also, well, be quiet for a minute, Destiny. But as a female, there may be a limit of privacy, because sometimes you may knock and then come in. You ask to come in, not at the moment, may be a certain reason. What if she is indecent and you a dad and she's, a young lady? So as a girl with some privacy, it may be a reason to lock the door, because you don't just, you a male, even if you her father, it don't matter. Give her some level of privacy. As a female, girls need that, and as a mom, she would understand that a little bit better. But you a dad, you coming from a different point of view. This is not a boy, Larry. This is a girl. So, not to disrespect you in any way, and just lock the door and not come in. But at the same token, give a female her privacy. Like, they not in there doing nothing wrong. She ain't there with a boy. She may just need that minute to herself. It's different for girls.
Did I address you yet? If I address you, then you open your mouth. Until then, don't say a word to me. Because I'm not on you yet. Destiny, keep talking.
Keep talking.
Don't try me, little girl. Please don't try me. I'm
Destiny.
Don't talk back to me, woman.
Yeah, you keep talking back.
You're having the wrong emotions with us.
The
We're not doing
attitude.
nothing to you. Like, we didn't do nothing to you. You should be talking to your wife right now.
I'm talking to you right now.
You came and took your anger out on us.
I'm not taking. What I'm taking my anger out on is when I tell you to open the door, you open it. Don't make me wait in the hallway like I'm some stranger to
But
you.
we're also female, so we're saying we need a second. Our emotions are high. And you start banging on the door aggressively. That's a red flag right there. That's
A red flag?
Yes.
Who you think you're talking to?
I'm just expressing my
A red flag to
opinion.
who?
I'm not being disrespectful.
I ain't no
I'm expressing
stranger.
my
I'm your
opinion.
dad.
But I'm saying, we're saying we
That
need a
ain't the
second to calm
point
down.
that you her dad. Regardless, you know how many men out there have violated daughters? That's not the point, Larry. It's just that You banging on the door like that, even as a dad, it can be a little triggering. You know, it could be a little traumatic. It was an experience down there that was highly embarrassing for her and for Isaiah. I'm sure that Bethany put them in a bad situation, and you wasn't saying that much in the beginning when Bethany was just going off. I guess you wanted to see what was being said about the whole sex thing, but that's a lot to like pipe it down. It's still your daughter. It's a girl. You got to handle girls a little different, Larry. This is not a boy.
I just felt attacked, right? Any normal person that I think would be like, okay, because you had nothing to say out there, really.
What?
So,
Oh,
not really. You didn't say much.
I let you say what you had to say because every time I try to say something in your defense, you know, Dad, I got this. You had it. I let you say what you had to say. I felt that was validated.
Right, and I can still say I feel attacked and say I need to get a second here to calm down. I walked off. Then you start banging on the door. That makes me feel even more uncomfortable because you come here being aggressive. Yes.
I'm being aggressive at the door, not you.
Who knows? The door's unlocked. Exactly.
Right.
Banging.
So you need a second. You need a second to talk to your cousin, but not your dad.
Last time I talked to you, you went and caused the situation that we're in.
Like, Brooke, you caused the situations you're in.
No, I did not.
You do.
I said, can you please not talk to Isaiah? And you talked to him anyways, and then they had Bethany come and attack him. You caused the situation. I came to you with comfort, and then you get mad when I want to come to you with comfort again, and you take it out on my door with anger.
Wait, bro, that's not your door, that's my door.
Okay, you're right. This is your house.
You damn right it is. And if I say don't lock doors, mouse, don't lock doors, mouse ever again.
It won't be locked.
You right. You right about that. It won't be locked.
But then again, don't just open it either.
Me
Don't just open the door either, Larry.
I thought we were wrong.
Whew, that was a lot.
Situation. You talk about, oh, but you can't talk to me. Look what he just caused. The only reason why this didn't happen is because he wanted to be Captain Saverbird. And then you know he go talk to him. He's like, but well, you want to go to a JUCO. You know Jaden went to a JUCO? What in the world is wrong with him? Bro, it don't even make no sense. Shut the door.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, I get it with the whole lock the door thing, and you know, if you're locking the door and being disrespectful, if you're locking the door because you just need a minute, you're locking the door because you don't want nobody to come in. So, but if you're knocking and asking nicely, can I come in? I mean, then, you know, then open the door. But to say it's a minute, I don't know. It's like, I could get it to a certain extent, because, you know, just respect the fact as a young lady who's a young adult now, she may need that moment. And I think that Larry should have just gave her that moment. You don't have to yell and be angry if somebody said, give me a minute. It's not about being disrespectful all the time. It's about, because normally I would say, yeah, with Brooke, but she said it nice. She said, sir, you know, she was polite about it. She just needed that minute. Larry saw it as something else. Just give her a minute, Larry, because like she said, you know, you don't got to get crazy now, because Bethany was saying all that stuff. You said nothing. You should have been in her defense, said enough is enough, and tell her to excuse herself or whatever, and go in the other room and tell her to stop it. But you just sat up there and let her continue, knowing that Brooke was highly upset about the situation. It was a lot. It was a lot to bring up anxiety. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Some, you know, may be a little conflicted where it stands. I mean, is it totally rude? I mean, should she have been given that moment in light of what she had experienced? It was a lot emotionally. She just wanted a second to calm down. Should Larry have given her a few minutes and come back, or keep banging away until she come in? Like, how do you think that situation should have been handled? And, you know, do you see a difference in, you know, how you handle a boy as opposed to a girl? There's differences in that, and as far as I'm concerned, you know, you got to be mindful. And then, you know, there's times of indecency, you know, getting dressed, maybe not having much on. You don't want your dad to see you like that. So, you know, give me a moment, because it could have very well, you know, maybe she was improperly dressed. Like, give me a second. You got to put all that into consideration, and Larry needs to understand that. Okay? Let me know what y'all think about this. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's time for, I think, Brooke to have her space, her peace of mind, and go away to school and really be able to spread her wings and just, you know, relax, and then come into adulthood without the toxicity of the whole Bethany and Larry thing, because it can be a bit much. and to clear her space and get all away from that toxic environment, I think will also do her some good. All right, let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.